Welcome back to another video of Another Cook's Tour. Today we are in San Jose, Costa Rica, and we're going to check out the #1 restaurant in Costa Rica as rated by the top 50 restaurants of Latin America. The restaurant is called SIKWA and it's number 25 on the list of top 50 restaurants of Latin America. When I get to the restaurant, I'm waiting for my table to get ready and I check out some of the art objects in the lobby. I see here some stone grinding tools, some ancient looking indigenous statues, and it kind of sets the mood for what SIKWA is all about, which is indigenous ingredients to Costa Rica with a native indigenous flair. So I'm really excited to find out what SIKWA is all about, the #1 restaurant in Costa Rica. As a starter, I order the raviolis, which is 9,500 colones or $19 US. And it says peach palm fruit, orange puree, bagaces cheese. I'm told that the pasta is made by the peach palm fruit and there's an orange puree filling, and the sauce is a butter that has fennel and asparagus in it, I believe. Bagaces cheese on top. When I take a first bite, I really enjoy the flavor of the pasta. It has a nice, rich, fresh taste to it. The butter sauce is a nice accompaniment, and the cheese adds a nice salty flavor that cuts through the richness of the butter. So I'm really liking this dish. The pasta is super fresh. You can taste the freshness of the pasta. It has a different taste than regular wheat pasta, but I think there's definitely some eggs in the pasta noodles itself. And the butter sauce is rich. It has an interesting flavor to it, and the saltiness of the cheese just cuts through the richness of the dish, and the microgreens of cilantro add a nice touch to it. And I'm excited to see what my next course is going to be like. So what I ordered was the beef dish, and that is charcoal grilled beef flank, white bean puree, coconut mole. And that was 18,000 colones or $36 US. While I'm waiting for my beef dish to arrive at the table, I go up to the bar and start filming some of the cooks as they're cooking other dishes. I'm taking a look, watching one of the cooks, and he's sauteing a few different dishes here. If you watch closely, you can see how he takes the tasting spoon, tastes a bit of the dish, and he takes the spoon and puts it right back into the pan and starts doing some sort of flippy thing, splashing the liquid around like he's some 5-year-old in a tub. And it's really disgusting to watch him take the tasting spoon after it's been in his mouth and put it back into whatever he's cooking in the pan. I've never seen that before, especially in an open kitchen. And this is supposed to be the #1 restaurant in Costa Rica. Oh my god. Beef dish arrived at the table while I was filming the cook, so thankfully my dish didn't involve anything that was double dipped. Oh, I hope not anyway. So what we have here is beef fillet with a white bean puree. There's a cocoa mole, and there's baby corn, some normal corn, and some white beans as the garnish, and also fried cilantro leaves. Well, it's probably culantro, which is like the long sawtooth cilantro that is fairly common down here. But looking at the beef, this does not look medium rare. I ordered medium rare. I didn't know what the term was for medium rare in Spanish, so I asked the waiter, what's the cook just below medium? And he said medio rojo. So that's what I ordered. And I heard the cook that was working the pass, I heard her call out my order, medio rojo. However, this beef is not medio rojo. This is like it's still mooing in the pasture. It is raw. There's no heat that entered the meat. It was just way too underdone. So I sent it back. I told them that I ordered medium rare, that this was raw. Fish came back to my table a minute or two later, not long at all. They certainly didn't do a refire, and they just kind of plopped the beef back down on the plate. I don't see much of a difference between before and after. I put the two up next to each other so you can see here. There's not much of a difference. And now because I sent it back and they didn't do a refire, All the accompaniments are cold, like the puree is cold, the vegetables are cold, and this is supposed to be the number one restaurant in Costa Rica, guys. They're definitely not performing at their top level tonight, and maybe that's because all the cooks here are super young. Like, I'm not trying to be, ageist or anything like that, but these guys look, fresh out of cooking school, if they went to cooking school. There's no leadership, there's no chef here, there's no quality control. The cook who's running the pass let this raw beef go out after she called out that it was medium rare. Yeah, definitely not impressed with this restaurant. And the fact that it's the top rated restaurant in Costa Rica is alarming, to say the least. While I wait for my dessert course, I go up to the bar and I watch the bartender make my drink, which is called Suru Old Fashioned, and it is 8,000 colones or $16. And what we have here is banana liqueur, bourbon, and Fernet Pianta. I really like how he's spinning the ice cube. That's got some nice style to it. And he's got some flair as he's making the drink. Yeah, he's got some style, he's got some flair, and the drink itself was really nice. You can really taste the bourbon, can't really taste much of the banana. And here comes my dessert. I asked the waiter what would be the most interesting looking dish for the old YouTube video, and he recommended miel de ayote, kobacha squash custard, prestinos, which is a sweet fried dough, and kobacha squash mousse. I asked later on what the powder is, and he said that it was a salt made from the squash seeds. So I really like this dish. It's got a nice flavor to it. The fried dough is nice and crunchy. It's got a nice crisp to it. It was 5,500 colones, which is $11. I really enjoyed it. And all in all, not impressed by SIKWA because of the beef. It wasn't cooked to my liking, to a medium rare. You can tell that it's raw. Like, the inside doesn't look cooked at all. It doesn't look like the heat penetrated. So that really affected my experience here. So I just want to say about the restaurant, about the whole negative experience. It wasn't my intention to go to the restaurant and trash the experience. It wasn't up to par. It wasn't what I was expecting for the number one restaurant in the country. I dropped $120 US on this dinner, so I'm financially invested in this video, and I feel that it was worth sharing my experience because they are the number one restaurant in Costa Rica. Like, I'm not trying to knock them off their pedestal. Everything was not as it should have been, and the level of service, the quality of the food was subpar in my opinion. It was worthy of posting this video. So that was another Cook's Tour review of SIKWA, the number one restaurant in Costa Rica. Be sure to give us a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss another video as we continue the search for the perfect meal.